Hello everyone, I'm Bryar, and this is my proposal for a multi-generational co-housing community where design meets community and where home begins. Since the COVID-19 pandemic, social isolation has deepened, housing costs have soared, and traditional models of family and support have struggled to keep up with the needs of each person. In this context, multi-generational co-housing offers a resilient, inclusive alternative that has many benefits and addresses critical challenges like housing affordability, aging in place, childcare access, and community fragmentation. My inspiration for this project comes from two sources. Firstly, the headlines since the start of the pandemic have revealed alarming trends that have the potential to be addressed. Secondly, my own lived experience. In various stages of my life, I've had the privilege of sharing a home with different generations of my family, and I was able to witness firsthand the small but powerful ways that intergenerational living enriched our lives. In order to understand my proposal, you first need to understand co-housing. Co-housing is an intentional, self-governing community where residents live in private homes clustered around shared amenities such as communal kitchens, dining areas, and gardens designed to foster connection, collaboration, and mutual support. While each household has its own private living space, shared indoor and outdoor areas promote social interaction, cooperative decision-making, and shared resources like tools, childcare, and books. Successful co-housing communities exist all over the world, with this concept originating in Copenhagen, Denmark. They commonly value urban agriculture and collaboration for an eco-focused community atmosphere. Goals and objectives for this proposal include fostering meaningful intergenerational connections by designing shared spaces that encourage cross-generational interaction, enabling lifelong adaptable housing by incorporating flexible unit typologies and accessibility features, and promoting collective resilience through shared living and landscapes by integrating shared care, resource systems, and the natural environment. The selected site is the Child and Parent Resource Institute lands at 600 Sanatorium Road here in London. This government-funded facility serves children and youth with complex behavioral needs to provide the services that they need. The site's natural features include woodlots, a range of topography, and proximity to the Thames River and other green spaces. On top of the site's fantastic features, it's surrounded by everything you need to live in a 15-minute city. This includes having access to food stores, transit, pharmacies, and more. The site's large size and its current uses operating far below capacity have made it immediately underutilized with a lot of potential, as well as the ecological significance of the site's natural heritage really offers something to design with. And it's also had recent infrastructure upgrades to Sanatorium Road in 2024, where construction caused me to believe wherever I went. On top of this, the site's direct context offers plenty of design opportunities and challenges. Some of the challenges included the neighborhood of single detached dwellings across the street that would need to be considered, whereas opportunities would be the various on-site swimming pools that I could find a good use for. When checking out the areas internal to the site, it was clear that the site was equally populated with plenty of lush natural features and the also attractive parking lots that allow site temperatures to rise. Additionally, the site is unique because it has plenty to celebrate, including accessibility, heritage, and pride. All of these are notable aspects that drew me here. Its own regional facility and open space in the City of London's Z1 zoning bylaw and designated as neighborhoods in the London plan. While rezoning would be required to allow residential development, its place type supports housing, making this a strong candidate for co-housing. This is the site before any design has happened. As you can see, over half of the site is forested, and it's surrounded by the Thames River to the west and south. The natural heritage of the site will be preserved, and I'll be designing east of the orange line shown. And this is my site design. Shown sideways for a closer scale, you can see the same tree drip line outlined in a flake white border and the Thames River on the right, and the rest of the site has been revamped. I've added one new road for additional fire access to some of the proposed buildings, and have limited vehicular access by the main quad area with retractable bollards so that people can feel safe walking around and enjoy the space. Entrances to the site feature a small plaza and fountain, as well as a double alley of trees to provide a strong street presence and in keeping with the city's urban design guidelines. By retrofitting the buildings shown in orange and with the proposed buildings in blue, there are now a total of 257 units available. Interfacing with Sanatorium Road, I proposed two-story buildings to respect the dwellings on the other side of the street, and each of the proposed buildings are 3 stories beside some of the retrofitted buildings. Street parking is also available along each boulevard. This community is designed in a way that allows groups of residents to have the autonomy of owning private space while also enjoying the freedom of shared community spaces at their own will. Shared elements are located in each of the residential buildings, with larger common spaces existing in one of the retrofitted buildings that will act as a great hall and living space as well. This will include large common kitchens, living rooms, and of course the large quad and outdoor spaces, each being available to all. The retrofitted building will also serve as a hub for cooking classes, movie nights, and community meetings. The community gardens are located along the path network, so the intersection of ecology and community living is clear, even when surrounded by platforms. Bike parking is also available throughout. Little Sprout Sanctuary is the healing garden where CPRI residents can heal and rehabilitate by immersing themselves in nature or by gardening their own plants in a designated area. This is one of the many landscape features added to the site, on top of the rain gardens, double alley of trees, and plenty of extra planting throughout the site. It was important to me that this garden featured plants that stimulated the senses, whether that be touch, sight, or smell. Lavender and lemon balm offer calming scents, while red clover, sumac, and native sedge offer plants that are fun to feel. Within the rain garden and other plant palettes, the proposed options are native to North America and are able to grow in our local hardiness zone. Throughout the site, I ensured seasonal interest in a variety of colors and heights that would make residents want to admire the sights around them all year round. What you're seeing here is the central quad area that will feature most of the site's larger scale outdoor programming. Community is one of the most significant aspects of this development, with participation and inclusion being some of the main reasons why people would want to move here. Because of this development would include a calendar of outdoor and indoor events like exercise classes, barbecues, and farmers markets that give residents the chance to give away extra food they've harvested in their gardens. Within the site boundary is a chapel, which is a great example of the site's history. While it isn't designated as a heritage building, I wanted to maintain and preserve this area so that people can enjoy the moments that matter most to them, surrounded by nature and cultural heritage simultaneously. I've used the site's vegetation to buffer this part of the site and residential areas so that your wedding photos are full of love instead of children in the playground. Other design features I've included in the site are a STEM musical feature that used walkable piano tiles to generate electricity for the local lampposts when walked or played on, another playground or the large pool on site to offer a more fulsome play experience, and I've added plenty of gazebo structures because that to me is something that represents community immediately, on top of being a great place for rest and accessibility support. As feasible as my design is, it wouldn't be possible without the very convenient design assumptions that you see here. Ultimately, all of this depends on the proposed planning applications being approved by the City of London, and the rest will follow. Cohousing also allows for sustainability to shine in different ways. Environmentally, this design features low-impact development in different forms, and a reduction in car dependency would limit greenhouse gas emissions. Socially, this has allowed a diverse multi-generational community to exist that values democratic participation. And economically, this has allowed aging in place to occur, which has plenty of economic benefits compared to the alternative options of moving away or into another home of some sort. Access to shared resources reduces the need to own a handful of material possessions when you can share or divide costs for useful items. And on top of this proposal will contribute to 15 of the 17 total sustainable development goals from the United Nations. I stopped by a pharmacy a few months ago, and inside sat a man I instantly recognized. Someone I went to high school with, someone I used to support on lunch breaks because of his complex emotional and behavioral needs. And now he was homeless. This moment reminded me why it's so important that we support residents who rely on access to treatment in any stage of life. And although this happened long after I chose my site, it reinforced why marginalized communities need to be considered in our designs, because our decisions can affect them disproportionately higher than privileged communities. So for CPRI residents, my site includes expanded housing for these individuals and their families, a healing garden to connect them with nature for recovery, and a renaming of Sanatorium Road to Floratorium Road, which shifts the focus away from a long and complicated history of medical abuse in this institution, with a small but powerful shift toward healing, dignity, and growth. Like the trees in this landscape, this community has been planted with care, its roots entwined with memory, and its branches stretching toward future generations. In a time when too many people are priced out, pushed out, or left out of places they once called home, we must build a home differently, not just for me or for you, but for us. Thank you.